Hi, this is Leah Heskett, and one of the 5 technologies I chose was Scratch. My students have already been exposed to Code.org and Tinker, which they really liked. So I thought we'd try another coding one, and so for Scratch, it's scratch.mit.edu, and you can hit join. Now this one isn't as easy to join because you have to it doesn't link up with Google, so they have to come up with a username. So I'll just make one up and see how this works. So you just make up a username, and they have to make up a password, which can be difficult, but I might suggest just having all your students have the same password or something similar. And then they do have to put in their birthday month and year, but it says why they do this is to calculate the age range of people who use it, so I don't think it's a privacy issue. So we'll just put in and make up a date. There we go. Gender, country, and the United States is at the top, so that's relatively easy. And then they can put in their parents' email, and so if they don't know it, I have them put in my email, because then it'll send them an email for them to get started. But I guess they can start without it too. Okay, when you get into Scratch, students can create, and so that's where I would like them to go first, is to start creating. And they can create with these blocks. There is a little tutorial that they can also watch right here. So if they go to tutorials, it will help them getting started. They can do animations, adventure games, a clicker game, music, animate a name. So I just go to this one and they can watch that and then start. It's relatively easy. They just start with a motion, and if they click on it, the little cat will move. They can change this and make a different one. They can say hello. So if it clicks, then it'll say hello. So they can play around with how this works. And they can add that to the top. So when clicked, then he'll move and say hello. I think it's really great for basic coding. It's kind of fun. This is something I've looked at in the past and kind of was scared of it, but then I looked at it again and noticed that students can play different students' games. So students can make games, and then they can play other people's games, so they can connect with other Scratchers. There's lots of different avenues for students to go on this. So I feel that this covers the ITSE Innovative Designer for a student, because you can make books on here, animated books, and it's also a student creative communicator. So both of those, so that would be 6B with the ITSE standards for students, and then Innovative Designer is 4C. So I think that Scratch covers both of those, plus probably many others. So it would be, I have not had my students do this one yet because we were state testing and had a lot on our plate this week and a field trip. So, but this will be one that I would use with my students in my technology class. I have a homeroom class that we do writing and technology, so I would have it with them. And I think the goal would be to have them be creative and see what they can come up with. Okay, I hope you have fun using Scratch.